Hi, and welcome back to Celebrity with Nene. So today my panelists are Reese and Johnny. And today we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Why can't I get it out? Potomac, the season premiere that aired last night. Okay. So, guess we can start out with the opening of the show. It basically the whole episode kind of revolved around Wendy's party that she threw, her nude party. Okay.
Mhm.
So they did do a couple of scenes where it was kind of giving you some backstory. Like they showed us Wendy and Karen. They had lunch or dinner apparently, and they were kind of throwing shade, kind of throwing shots at each other. I wanted to see more of that, of what
Yeah.
happened at that dinner. Um,
Yeah.
I've seen, just from them talking and doing appearances that apparently Wendy and Karen are cool. But when they were sitting at that table, it didn't seem like they were that cool to me. So that's why I
Yeah.
definitely wanted to see what happened there. Because maybe we would be able to see, maybe they talked through something at that dinner. I'm not sure. But yeah. And so, oh, and then they also showed Wendy she was creating an invitation to her party where her invitation was her basically doing that TikTok challenge, the silhouette challenge.
Mhm.
What did y'all think about that?
I thought it was cute. I
Yeah. I
think
love.
she's trying to step outside of what she's known for. So I
Yeah,
thought it was cute her trying to do something different.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I can definitely see that. So, yeah, so that was an interesting invite, and I found it funny when Karen got the invite and she was sitting in Ray's lap, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm deleting this, so you can't watch this again." I fell out laughing.
Yeah.
I'm
He was
like,
like, "Wait, let me watch it one more time."
"Yeah." So I did. I found that funny. That was
He would
pretty
have got.
amazing. And
Like, I'd have been
also,
like, "No."
yeah, and I also feel like, oh, I shouldn't say I feel like, but they introduced us to the new girl, Mia Thornton.
Mhm.
So, this episode they threw so much shade in this episode. So everybody, as they were heading to Wendy's house, or once they arrived, they were complaining about how far away Wendy lived.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mhm.
I've heard through the grapevine that the women they don't actually live in Potomac. Why can't I get it out today?
Potomac.
Potomac. Except for Karen lives there, and I think Candace is the only one that actually lives there, and the rest live
Mhm.
like on the outskirts or whatever. I know. What's her name? Ashley lives in Virginia. So, what did y'all think about that? Like all of them making comments about how far away she lives. Did
I
y'all find that
don't
shady?
know. Yeah, I don't know why they'd be surprised. I mean,
Yeah.
they said one late. I think it was Karen and Mia who both said it was 100 miles
Yeah, they were saying
to
something
pack
like
some
that.
bags. I was like, well, didn't y'all know it was 100 miles? Like, I just felt like it was something for them to complain about that really wasn't
Yeah.
valid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I would agree.
yeah. So it looked like all of them also took cars there. Like, they didn't drive
Mhm.
themselves there. They had somebody drive them there. So I was like, I don't know. Maybe it was a far distance, so that's why they didn't want to drive it. Not quite
Yeah.
sure. Um, we got to see Ashley's pregnant belly. She's a cute pregnant lady. I
She
think she's
is.
adorable pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It was so cute trying to see, because they always try to make it seem like women, when they're pregnant, can rock these 6-inch stilettos. Lord knows I tried in my last pregnancy and it did not work very well for me. So it was cute watching her try and change it to the shoes. And they were like, no, these shoes are gonna fit. Like, thank you. Not all pregnant women are able to still fit in their 6-inch stilettos.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even
Exactly.
pose. Like she was trying to just pose and be cute. Like I thought that was cool for them to show that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so they said Ashley was 10 days away from her due date. And Ashley also revealed that her and Michael have not had sex in like 4 or 5 months.
Oh yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Last season the infidelities that happened, because I do believe it was more than one.
Oh.
And
I'm pretty sure it was. We just only knew of one, you know.
Because we had the one where they had the picture, the video, right? And that's where everybody was saying. He said he just slept over, and she was saying, the girl in the picture was saying they did more than just sleep. And then, or was the others just allegations? I guess because of the accusing him of wanting men and stuff like that.
Oh, that was the season before.
Okay. And then too,
like sexual misconduct or something he got accused of.
Yeah. And then they had the open, they had a relationship where they could sleep with other people as long as Ashley was a part of it. So it's interesting that he can just turn it off for this pregnancy.
Yeah.
But I guess too, she that last episode last year, she threatened him. She told him if she found out he did it again, that was it. And she got another prenup. So she modified the prenup.
I don't know if you caught it. He agreed to do another one, but she never signed it or did it. I'm like, girl, you should have signed that before you got pregnant again.
I'm interested to see how long that lasts. I find it hard to believe he's really not doing anything. I'm sorry, Ashley.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the way he was behaving, like a guilty man last season. And then the whole sleeping over with a woman in a hotel room, but supposedly you didn't sleep with her. And then that conversation they had at the table, you know, where she was like, well, I don't want to do it. And you could tell he didn't like where the conversation was going because he requested that the cameras get turned off.
Yeah. Well, my opinion only is when you set up a relationship that way and you're in the middle of your marriage and it was okay, I do believe it's kind of hard for you to just say no and turn it off.
Right.
That was the establishment y'all made before you got married. And who knows if that was a part of the conversation when you got married. Now, because you chose to be on reality TV and people are judging you for it, you know, I think it's kind of unfair on his part that you just like, no, we're not doing this anymore. I'm good. And it wasn't your decision. It was based on both of you guys. In my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's all kinds of things she's got to think about, you know. Yeah. So they also showed us Candace's new house.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
That was a nice looking house. It was a nice looking house. I'll give it to them. And they showed for the first time her stepkids. Right.
I don't know why I thought they were younger than that. They're almost grown. I know they're not grown, but they're way older than I thought they'd be. I don't know why I thought they were like under 10 or something.
Yeah, well, see, I never knew quite how old they were. I knew he had a couple of baby mamas, and I thought that was funny. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'd be your fourth baby mama." He's like, "No, you would be the third." You know, he corrected her real quick. But yeah, I didn't quite know how old they were. Like I said again, I knew he had the children because you know there's been rumors out there that he was or at least is behind on his child support allegedly. And that he didn't really see them a whole lot. So I was like, okay, well, at least they're trying to establish that. Even though her interactions with the kids to me were a little bit off, like she's still trying to get in that mode of stepmom and get comfortable with having them around. Because like when she was helping out with the homework, I was like, girl, why is she struggling right now?
Yeah, definitely not comfortable. I mean, especially considering that they've supposedly been there for a month during the pandemic. So it would seem odd that that's like your first. She almost acted like that was her first interaction with them to do homework. And if you're doing homework for a month, that shouldn't have been so, let me see. No, you should have had a better idea of how to work with her. And then they just handed it over to the older kid. So I thought that was kind of like, I don't know what's going on here. I definitely think she at least wants to try to be a stepmom to test out if she's ready to be a mom.
Mhm.
But I guess we'll see as it moves forward, because who knows how uncomfortable it is to just have cameras sitting there watching you do something that you probably
Yeah.
have done 1,000 times, and just because the camera's there, you got nervous.
Yeah, that could definitely be it too. Um, so she showed Giselle, let me say that Giselle came over to the house, and so she gave Giselle a tour of the house, including I guess you would call it the mother-in-law suite or the mother-in-law's bedroom. Which I was like, okay, that's nice that you have a room in your house for your mom to come and visit and come sleep in. I'm pretty sure they just brought the furniture from the old house there, but it was still nice. But what did you guys think about the cutout picture of her mom?
Weird.
Yeah. That's to say the least. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who does that? Who does that?
I have no words.
And she said, didn't she say her mom likes it? Like, that sounds kind of narcissistic. But
yes,
hey.
it does. Yeah, because I don't want a life-size cutout of myself in my bedroom.
She could have put a cute picture on the wall or cut
out.
Yeah.
Had a nice painting done. I could see if she had a commission, but yeah, that cutout. Yeah, I was kind of like,
yeah,
what's going on with there, girl?
That'd be creepy. Yeah. Like it's looking at you while you sleeping.
No.
I wouldn't put that.
Yeah, so I'm not cool with that. Yeah, and so we also see Candace introduce her stepdaughter to Giselle. And here we go. Everything got to be about Giselle. So she meets the little girl. She tells the little girl she's cute, that she has pretty eyes. And she's like, oh, you have pretty eyes just like me. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Why can't you just meet this child and it not be about you?
It wouldn't be Giselle.
But I say, see, this is why she gets all this hate, because you can't even. And then she's just kind of like a little girl too, which I thought was a little bit weird since she has 3 girls of her own. It seemed like she would have been a little bit more natural or not so robotish or whatever with the little girl.
I don't know. Like I think maybe if it's your first time meeting a child, sometimes it's kind of hard to read how they are. And then Candace did say she was shy. So she may not have wanted to push herself on her any more than it already was. And then this is their first time on camera. So they probably were nervous. You know, I don't, we'll judge next time. I don't know that, I don't know, you know, Giselle, I don't think she did anything
abnormal.
Yeah, I think pushing it the first time, especially on camera, might have made it just seem awkward. Yeah. Maybe even more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. So Giselle also had revealed to Candace while she was there visiting that her and Jamal's relationship is not the best right now because of COVID. Which we already knew that, girl. You're not. They probably weren't even. Well, I don't believe that they ever really were together like that. But to sit there and try to act like y'all are still together, but things aren't going that well. I mean, we all know what's going on. You know, he didn't make a secret of it. You know, last season was still airing when he was announcing he's a single man.
Yeah.
But yeah. So she had a little discussion with Candace where they covered that. And
since this is my first season watching, he a pastor, right? Like this dude, this wild, and he a pastor?
Yes, he's the pastor that replaced Eddie Long at Newburgh.
Long.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So he is the pastor of a mega church.
Newburgh, right?
They want more controversy. Allegedly. Controversy.
Yeah.
Hey, let that church be great. Gosh. They can't do it.
I know as Christians we're not supposed to judge others, but it's weird to have that be your mentor. You know what I'm saying? Like that be the person preaching to you.
Yeah.
When you know.
Yeah, like, what can you tell me? What can you tell me? Because I'd be like, you know, don't do that. I don't like it. Well, did he like what you do?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I've always
like all those outside babies you had in your marriage. Does he like the outside you're still having?
No. I don't know. I think like when you have a single pastor, I get that they can date, but it's dating. And I think it's funny how you teach women to have to be celibate and abstinent when they're found Christ and when they're trying to find their new husband, but he just seems allegedly to just run through the church constantly.
Yeah.
So
I feel like if I went to that church and I'd be like, well, we're allowed to do whatever we want here. So
whatever we want.
Nobody cares. If the pastor doing it, you can't say nothing to nobody.
How can you sit there?
I feel like, hey, as if you're gonna be the pastor, if nobody else is right, you got to be right. Because you can't lead nobody.
Like I said, I try not to judge. You're not supposed to judge. I just feel like it's really hard to. I wouldn't even be able to go to his church.
No.
And listen, and all I can think about is how it compares to what we know or what we think we know,
Yeah, and then you remember last season, she even made a reference to giving him oral, which I felt like was completely inappropriate. It's like...
It's embarrassing. Your girls watch this show.
Yes.
And again,
that your girls go to school with watch this show. His congregation members are probably watching this show. And
y'all are not married anymore.
Right.
So I don't know. It's kind of hard to grasp that whole thing.
Yeah.
Giselle's a beautiful lady. I really.
She is. I can't take that from her. Even though she dressed crazy and the way she has that house decorated makes me want to scream. I mean, that house is almost like a fun house or something. I'm like, what?
I gotta pay attention to these things. Y'all be noticing stuff I didn't even look at. Let me look at that next time.
Yeah, that house, it's crazy. All right. Absolutely. So, all right. So we see all of this happening, and then it jumps back to, actually, I'm forgetting a part. They showed Wendy going to the plastic surgeon's office, right? And so she's like, yeah, I got my boobs done. But then when she's in the room with the doctor and the doctor's examining her, he's examining her abdomen and telling her, yeah, you're healing up nicely. The swelling has gone down. But it's like she doesn't acknowledge that she had more work done. See, if you had your boobs done, he wouldn't be looking at your stomach. And now she has a little butt on her, whereas she didn't have a butt on her before.
Right.
So what did y'all think about that?
If you're going to open up the avenue that you're having plastic surgery, why would you try and hide what it is you had? I didn't understand that part.
Right.
Because, if you fast forward to the dinner, she did her reveal and everybody was trying to see everything she did and she just kind of shut it down. But then she called out Mia and was like, well, what have you had done? You look like you've had a lot done. So I just feel like Mia said, I own mine. I got fillers. I got this. I got that. I got that.
Yes, and
I'm going to be a huge fan of Mia.
Yes, at that moment, I was like, I like her.
Yes. She kind of reminds me of me. Because
it's hard to check somebody that owns what they've done. When you can own
it. She doesn't, you opened up the doors. You didn't even have to tell people you had your boobs done. You could have just showed up one day with a whole different body and then had people speculate. But you had a party to celebrate you changing. And I just didn't understand why she felt the need to be so shady and hidden about it.
Right. And so she had some cupcakes there, some booby cupcakes with the nipple and all on them. What did y'all think about that scene with the cupcakes?
The kids, or
the kids.
Just that scene. You can talk about the kids eating these nipple-shaped cupcakes.
So hopefully the kids were being honest and didn't know. Because if they didn't know, then it actually showed like, okay, yeah, like they said, our kids keeping it innocent, so it's good. But I don't know that I would have gave them that.
Yeah, I don't.
I would have, if I had that, and we, Reese missed when I had my little party with my cupcakes and cookies. I would have probably kind of cut it in half or cut it in pieces, just so you wouldn't really, take the nipple off. Like you said, I wouldn't. I was kind of like, oh. But the husband was there and he was okay with it too. Now, this is where you have to start wondering if those were girls, would they have done the same thing? You know what I'm saying? If those were girls, would the husband have still felt comfortable letting them eat booby cakes? You know, and I think if you answer no, then you shouldn't have allowed your sons to do it on TV either. You should have just, like I said, like you said, Reese, just take off the nipple.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It was almost like, what is it? What is it? What do you see?
Yeah.
And it's like,
like, are we ready there? Are we ready? Good God. I feel like 8 and 5. I hope not.
Yeah, they looking like, I have no chocolate.
Mm-hmm. They're naive. Definitely good.
And then their friends might see them like. That's the other reason I probably wouldn't have done it, was because if their friends see them like, oh, you were eating those booby cakes.
Yeah. They are still at that age.
I think that's what they forget sometimes, is that you have your kids watching this. Like, not your kids, but you have parents of them watching this. Therefore, they might say something to them. Are those boys in your class? Don't talk to them. They eat booby cakes, or,
But what kind of stuff their family doing at their house?
Yeah, people have gotten so petty and janky. I just don't think I'd expose my kids that way. If that were going to be a moment, it would have been a moment off camera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't do it on camera. So if they had responded, it would have been an inside family joke, and that's
exactly.
Yeah. So that was just a little bit weird to me. And then kind of the way Wendy was prancing around the house, like when she was upstairs before she came out and revealed, I was like, what is she doing? I don't know. It was just kind of like, it was a little odd to me. I guess she's trying to.
Yeah, I think it kind of shows that she's maybe not has been secure in herself, and that she was so anxious to show off that she just kept parading herself like, oh, look at me. Yeah, look, something's changed. Oh, yeah, I'm in a robe. I bet you're wondering what's under this robe. Because at first I thought she was going to be bare. I was like, is she going to go naked? But she just kind of kept, the way she was wrapped up in the robe, you couldn't really tell she had anything else. So I was like, what is she finna really do? I was kind of nervous.
Yeah. Absolutely. I was wondering what was going to go on. And so then she comes down the stairs and she's talking, and it's like, what way was she talking? She was almost talking like I don't even know how to describe it, but it was just very, very uppity. I guess is the way I would say it. She was just speaking very uppity, and then she gave her little speech about, you need to feel just as good on the inside as you do on the outside or whatever, giving an explanation for why she did it. I really didn't feel like she needs to really explain to anybody why she did it. If you want plastic surgery, then go do it. And you don't owe anybody an explanation for that. No. I feel like.
I don't think you do. I think, and then everybody was bored with it. So just imagine, they fast forwarded for us. Imagine how long it was for them. I think she was talking for quite a minute. She thought it was her, she thought she was at school teaching.
Yeah, giving a speech or giving a lecture, like, no, this is not the time for that. We just want to see y'all have fun. That's what we're watching. We didn't tune in to watch you be uppity and get a speech about your new body. But right before she came down the stairs, did y'all see when Robin arrived and Giselle took her to the dinner table, and Wendy had everybody's name written on a place card, and so she's going around. She's like, "This is where Karen's sitting. This is where such and such is going to sit." And then she was like, "Mia, do you know her? Because I don't know that bitch." I'm like, don't even know her yet. Why is she a bitch?
Well, that too was before they knew she was Karen's friend.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, Giselle, she automatically I think she just thinks everyone's a bitch.
But she is the queen bitch. She is the
She
bitch.
is. And we love you, Giselle. I do love me some Giselle.
And
But
so,
yeah, I thought that was, I really wasn't sure what she was trying to get at though, because at first I thought Wendy had, placed her next to Karen. So I thought she was going to move around the place cards.
That's what I thought too.
yeah, that's what I thought she was gonna do. And then I was like, okay, so you took her over there just so you can call Mia a bitch?
Yeah.
Like, what was the purpose of going over there?
I didn't understand what the purpose was. I really thought she was going to move around the place cards.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, then the ladies, they move over to the kitchen where they begin to have dinner. And looked like they were having a lovely dinner. Looked like they were enjoying some nice drinks. And so then the conversation, kind of goes there. I can't remember how it started where Wendy had said something to me. Oh, right before they went over there to the table, Mia clearly can't remember how old she is. She doesn't remember how old her husband is. She doesn't remember the age difference going on between them, which when you're with an older guy, and I'm going to say this just from experience, you know what the age difference is. You know how old they are. It's just something that you know. It's there. So for her to act like she just couldn't remember, it made me kind of give her the side eye. And then she's supposed to be 32.
38.
Is that the number she finally settled on?
She said she was 38.
I thought she said 38 first.
No, she said at first she said that he was 38 years older than her, which they said would put you at 30. And she said, no, I'm 38. And then when they did the math, it ended up being 30 or 32 years.
30.
Or she said she was 36 because then it came out to be 32. Okay. It was something along those lines. Like either she's lying about her age.
Yeah.
Or she's lying about his.
Definitely think she's lying about her age because I'm sorry. I know I'm always calling somebody out about their age, but I wish they would stop with the lies. She looks like she's a good solid 40 to me.
Yeah, she might. Well, I think because of all the surgery, but I think too, and I know there's plenty of young people out there really doing their thing, but the fact that she has a ton of chiropractic offices up and down the East Coast, because I even think they just opened one out here. But anyways, the fact that she has that, I would find it hard to believe that she was anything younger than 30. So I would think she was closer to 40, but if she's 38, then that would match being closer to 40. Although I would think she's probably 40-ish, a little over 40. I don't know what's wrong with that. I love being 40.
I know. There's nothing wrong with it.
I hope she's done with doing her face because that's the reason she looks like. I felt like when she said her age, I was like, "What? Yeah, right." Now that's one that I was like,
Yeah, I think
her face up. I don't know what she looked like prior to the surgeries, but
something with those fillers. The fillers just, I don't know what they do to people's faces. Sometimes they
really pretty.
Yeah, she looks very gorgeous. She's gorgeous. Like she would. I never really understand why these people do all the extra that they do, but it's because I don't see what they see. And you'd be surprised how somebody actually sees themselves when you see nothing like that. Right. So I just think, I hope she doesn't do anything else with her face. Her face is enough. And that's just I know this is off topic, but that's what Kylie Jenner, I was looking at her reunion show. I was like, dude, what did you do to your face?
Her and Chloe.
Yes, Chloe. Oh, and I always say this, but Chloe was always the prettiest one to me. And she's just changed so much physically. Facially, she didn't even need to do all of that. They showed that picture of her on the that commercial with the migraines, I just couldn't believe that was her. I had to really what?
Yeah.
Why? Why? I get the losing the weight. I totally feel that, but
Yeah.
she really honestly didn't have to do anything to her face. Kylie, I understand she had lip issues, but she didn't have to do anything to her jaw and her face. Like her face
Mhm.
looks super puffy. Like
Yes. Yeah.
something went
Yeah, she probably
wrong.
had a lot of fillers put in there.
Yeah. Didn't need it. They don't need it.
Mm-mm.
No, they really don't. Okay, so another scene that I kind of skipped over was Robin and Juan. Okay, so y'all saw they went to go get some smoothies. Juan was saying how he wants the family to start eating better, and then he also starts telling Robin that she needs to start doing better. She's not starting her day until like 2. Apparently, she's sleeping in really late, and he told her that's a turnoff.
Yeah, he said it was unattractive. But
Hmm.
this is where I get so upset with men and people who know each other. If that is not her norm, then something is wrong.
Yeah.
It's not her norm to even be on time. And she was before everybody else a
Yes.
freaking 100 miles away. So there's something wrong with her. And I think that should be the conversation. What's going on? Why are you sleeping till 2? What can I do to make this better? Instead of
Right.
telling her she's being basically lazy and unattractive.
Right.
I was kind of like, what? Even when he started saying that, and even you can see it in her face, she seems sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I
everyone,
definitely feel like there's something going on. She's upset about something. Now,
yeah,
word on the street is that Juan has a girlfriend. So maybe that's something that's affecting her. Because they've even pushed off the wedding. They said they want to concentrate on the house, and they were concentrating on something else too. So they had pushed the wedding back. Something's going on. Something is affecting her and bothering her. And kind of like what you said, I feel like he should have been trying to figure out what is going on. Why is this her new norm?
yeah. Everyone
Instead of,
handled the pandemic differently, and it
yeah,
it caused a lot of strain in places you didn't even think were problems.
right.
And I think she being a stay at home, I don't think she was really stay at home mom at first. I think her being locked up with the kids was kind of exhausting. Then you see them fight constantly, and
Yeah,
you can totally understand if she's really in a area or a place of depression or unhappiness that you'd have to figure out how to get her out of it, but not
Yeah.
that wasn't the way.
right. And so I'm sitting there listening to him say this, and I'm like, why are you doing this? Then he turns around and is like, I really want to have a daughter. That'll be the cherry on the ice cream or whatever. And I'm like, did you just hear what you just said to her? And now you're talking about a baby?
Yeah,
Like, y'all need to figure out what's going on with her first before y'all bring another baby into this situation because something's
yes,
not quite right.
no. And she
Yeah.
didn't even really, she light up a little bit when she thought about how cute the baby would be, but she didn't really light up like, you know what, I'm going to do this so I can have another baby. So I just,
Yeah,
prayers to her. I hope
well,
that things
yeah, I
get
think she didn't
better.
necessarily, yeah, light up because it seemed like it kind of hurt her feelings when he was saying what he was saying to her.
Yeah,
It was
that
almost
was
like that's the
sad.
first time she heard it too.
Yeah,
And I hope that wasn't the first time that she heard that, but it kind of came off like it was because she looked sad, like, I can't believe he's saying this to me.
yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. So we'll
It,
jump back
to
to
me,
um,
to me, it was just, I don't know if that's his personality, if he's just blunt like that, but I felt like in a public place like that, like he was being real rude. And I
Yeah.
was like, is this his normal personality? Because,
I think
yeah.
they can both be that way. But again, if you've been with somebody as long as they've been together, because they've been together for a
yeah,
long time, right?
yeah, since high school.
Yeah. So at that point, and she's 41, so high school's 18. You've known this person almost 30 years, if not over 30 years. No, not quite over 30 years, but
It would
you've
be
known this
20 over 20.
person over 20 years. You should realize when something's not right mentally.
Right.
If people
Um,
sleep like that, they're depressed. Like there's no sugarcoating it. They're truly depressed, and their way of getting through it is to sleep.
Yeah.
because they don't want to be awake.
Yeah. Dealing
They're
with
just
whatever it is. Yeah.
yeah. Now what
Whatever.
pushed her there, I don't know, but I think that's something for him to find out instead of
Yeah. He should
being that
definitely
way.
find
'Cause, yeah, that way it's
Like
just not going
he,
to handle it.
don't even seem like he was like thinking something was wrong. He just like, you being lazy. I don't like it.
Being lazy. I mean,
And that's
that's
what,
pretty much
I
what
don't
he
even
said.
think he's even looking as deep as like you saying. Like
Yeah.
it don't seem.
Lazy, unattractive. That's what he said.
Yeah, and he wants her to eat better.
Mm-hmm.
But I will give him, he was saying like as a household he wanted them to eat better because he was saying, well, she said she was always feeding the kids Chick-fil-A. So yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
much what she does. She rolls out of bed, goes and gets them Chick-fil-A, and then that's their day. So,
yeah,
well, I mean, Chick-fil-A could deliver, so I'm not sure if they
yeah.
deliver it
It
there or
could be
not.
doing Grubhub or
Yeah,
something.
Grubhub, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so let's go back to the dinner. So they're at the dinner, and Wendy is trying to have almost, I feel like, a kumbaya moment with the ladies. She wants everybody to start, to try to get along, start hanging out more and doing stuff. And then Giselle decides to say, well, that's not going to work for her because she
Right.
can't be friends with Karen.
Yep.
And she starts saying, I'm going to tell all of your drunk business, all of your tax business, all of your something else
Affairs.
business. Yeah, all of your cheating business. And so for me, I'm just sitting there laughing. I'm like, okay, Giselle, we all know that Karen had a DUI. We all know that already. Okay. We already know about the taxes thing. Ray paid back his taxes, but your bestie Robin still owes her taxes. So what is it that you're really going to expose Karen for? Because we all know what Karen has done, and the only thing you're going to make Karen do is pop off at you, and then she's going to get up and leave. So she's not going to even finish this argument you're trying to have with her. She's just not going to
Right.
sit there and entertain with you. And so, of course, oh, but before all of this was said, she had a conversation with Robin where she was like, she feels like Karen owes her an apology. So for me, I just felt like she is displacing her anger. Now, did Karen say a few shady things about Jamal at the reunion? Yes, she did. But Karen is not the only one talking trash. Karen is not the only one. And Karen was not the one who brought to the forefront that Jamal cheated on you or was cheating on you or whatever he had going on, Pastor Holy Whore. She needs to be
No.
upset with him. But she made sure she let us know, oh, he's still one of my best friends. Why is this man still your best friend?
Who?
So,
Who
oh,
did you
you were
say?
froze.
Oh, who did you say?
Which one?
Her
Which
best
part?
friend? About
Oh,
her best
Jamal.
friend?
Yeah, did
Oh,
you say?
okay.
Yeah, he's still one of my best friends. I still talk to him, blah, blah, blah. But you're mad at Karen? Like, if you should be mad at anybody, it should be him. Because nobody else owes you anything. But your ex husband, who you were trying to quote unquote work things out with, he owed you loyalty. He owed you celibacy. He owed that to you. Nobody else did. So I don't understand why you're so mad at Karen. I feel like because she feels like she can take it out on Karen. That's why. And so, of course, she tries to go at Karen. And Karen comes back with, she called her for JJ a hot box. She was like, you have a hot box.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where all that came from because Giselle was kind of like, what?
Well, they're
It'll be
claiming.
interesting for them to finish it. That's what drives me crazy. They end the episode with the big fight,
Yeah,
and instead of them like letting them finish the fight and recapping it next episode, because there's going to be more. But it's just like,
right.
yeah, where the hell did all that come from? I know where it came from, but I'm saying like Karen's side of things. Where did that come from? Because I know Giselle dated a couple of people, and I mean, when you're single, you're free to do whatever you want.
Well, they're
So
saying word of street said she gave Sherman, that boyfriend she had before um, Jamal, word on the street is she gave him an STD. Now, this is all alleged. I don't know. I don't know that many medical records, but that's supposedly where it's coming from. Because
Oh, so
supposedly
hot box meant like diseased
she's
box.
burning. She's burning.
I thought it just meant fast.
Yeah, and then I think solidify what she said. That's when she said she's the biggest. I think. How did she word it? I didn't write it down, and I hated that I didn't write it down. She said something about her being the biggest slut to come out of Hampton University or something like
Yeah,
that.
she did. The unpaid. She said she's the brokest one.
Oh yeah, she did call it broke too.
She said she was the brokest slut that came out of Hampton University. And I was like, what?
Yeah, it was like, and everybody know it.
Everybody. I was like, I didn't know, but okay. Yeah, it was pretty sad. I think the whole thing with them is they had a history. And I think they've always had this beef back and forth. But I do think it hurts. That would be like you and me being on a reality show, and we've been friends for 10 years. And then we get on this reality show and you start throwing shade my way, I throw shade your ways, but we're never like meeting up to figure out why we started doing that. What started the big thing. Yeah, because that's even like with Candy and not Portia. What's that other lady's name?
Monique?
The attorney. Candy from Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Oh, Candy and Portia. I mean, Phaedra.
Phaedra, yeah. They were friends, good friends. Yeah. And then Phaedra did the ultimate betrayal. So I think those two ladies really need to have a come to Jesus and just say all the stuff that they want to say to each other, whether it be on camera or off, and try and come to the root of why they're so mad at each other. Because it's more than just what was said. And I think, too, a lot of that had to do with her co-signing with Monique, too. And who knows why all that came up at the reunion last year.
Oh, it all started because you remember Giselle was talking trash about Monique's husband. So that's where it all came from. And that's the thing. Like, Giselle has talked trash about so many people and so many relationships. How dare she act like she can say all of this stuff, but then her relationships are off limits. Like, no, girl, you got to be able to take it just like you did shit. Now, you went in hard on Monique last year. You even said her baby wasn't her husband's baby. And now you're mad because Karen said that Jamal lives in the phone and asked you, was he coming to the reunion? Oh, no, I didn't think so. That is enough to make you behave the way that you're behaving right now. Then, sister, you need to sit down and keep your mouth shut. That's my thought process on it. Because it's like, how can you say the things that you said, and then of course they've shown the clips where her and Wendy are going to get into it because she didn't open her mouth about Wendy. Why are you opening your mouth about Wendy if you just got done getting mad at Karen for speaking on your relationship? You don't need to say anything about anybody's relationship.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Can't argue with you there.
I just feel like that's fair. That's Giselle living in that glass house.
Yes, she does. But I still love her. But I think, like I said, I just think they need to meet and have a talk. If you really truly had a friendship, you can either learn how to move past it and work through it, or you let it go. But either way, they're both in pain. Because for Karen to act out the way she is, she's in pain. It's not like it's because she wouldn't act out if she wasn't. If it didn't bother her, she wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, because it did seem like she was bothered when Giselle was like, well, no, because I can't get along with Karen. There will be no friendship there. You could tell that bothered her.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like what you said. They need to talk and really find out what is the root issue there and work that out instead of what they're doing. They're screaming and name calling, hot box and whop this. Like, girl.
I was laughing at that because didn't y'all just say y'all didn't want to hear about Mia? Is Mia, right? That's the new chick, right? Y'all didn't want to hear about her clit.
Yeah.
And here you are
talking about talking about
I was like, wow, that it just turned real fast.
Yeah, it
And of
did.
Yeah.
course, being that they have been friends for so long, there could be stuff that Giselle knows that no one else knows. And that could be what she's talking about. It's not relevant now, but it happened. Oh,
Okay. So we got a comment from Kim. She says, I agree. Okay. Well, thank you for your comment, Kim. And make sure you go ahead and like our page and subscribe if you haven't. Gonna subscribe, girl. So yeah. Yeah, so that was the biggest thing because like you said, it ended there. So it kind of left a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
Um so how do y'all feel about this first episode? How did y'all think it
I thought it was good coming out, trying to, just kind of giving a synopsis of everybody's life after last season.
right?
It's what you expect in introducing the new person.
Yes, I did. I actually did enjoy the episode last night. I really did. Thought it was pretty good. And they kind of picked up kind of it's where they left off at last. Um, so I do like that. So I'm not trying to figure out what has gone on, between the seasons. So I did like that aspect of it. And then at the end, the trailer, like the season trailer that they were showing, I enjoyed that. And now I kind of get an idea of certain things going on. Um, so yeah, I can see how Candace and Mia probably are not going to get along very well.
They're going to bump
Where
heads,
that's
yeah.
going to come from. Hmm. And then
I
I
think,
think there is
what's
probably going to end up.
Ashley's and her husband's age difference? Because I think Ashley did make the comment, I thought I'd be the youngest one, or we'd be the biggest gap. Do you know their age difference?
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but I'm thinking it's at least 20 years. I'm
Okay,
thinking
cool.
he's a great deal older than her. Yeah. So I did like that. And then they also showed, I guess Candace and her husband are going to start having some problems.
Having issues. Well, you knew that just
Mhm.
based on what they had when they got married. They did not see eye to eye on the budget. So he wanted a
Yeah.
less expensive wedding. She wanted the wedding of the century. And I mean, when they fight, though, it seems to be pretty intense. And he really doesn't handle her well in the sense that he doesn't tolerate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to let her just talk to him crazy. He
Yeah.
walks, he leaves. He's like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
So, and something about her
Yeah.
career, I guess he manages her career.
Yeah. So I'm not exactly for sure what happened with his restaurant, but because I've been hearing that he never owned that restaurant, but supposedly he had sold it. And then there was also word that he had some kind of food truck selling chicken out of it or something like that. I don't know how true that is that he had a food truck, but I think that was probably some people throwing shade.
Got
um,
it.
so yeah, so supposedly, like he doesn't work and he just manages her only now. Which
It'll be
I
interesting to
don't
see.
really, yeah, so I don't really know what she's doing outside of the housewives that he would be managing, but I don't know. Maybe she's got some other little projects going on.
Maybe.
I don't know. Because she's also back in school getting her master's. So, like I said, I don't know how much.
I think she said this was her second one, right? Her second master's?
Her second semester, I thought she was saying, yeah.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Oh, I thought it was multiple too.
Yeah, I thought it was multiple degrees, but
Oh,
I could
it's
be
multiple
mistaken.
degrees.
Yeah, I thought she was saying it was her second
two.
master's. Huh?
So I heard her say 2. So I thought she was saying like her second semester, but you guys are probably right. But like I said, I don't know what else she's really doing because it seemed like that would take up a lot of her time right there. And they have the kids there. So I'm not sure what he's managing, but maybe she's got something going on. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm ready for this season. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. I'm still waiting on a storyline from Robin and Juan, though. I guess them maybe trying to have a baby is going to be their storyline. Maybe they may have some difficulties getting pregnant, or maybe she will get pregnant. I don't know. But I'm like, I need a storyline from y'all because I'm kind of tired of her storyline is being Giselle's backup. I feel like that's what her storyline is. You know.
Yeah, I think I think it's gonna probably touch onto her depression because she did mention something. I think it was to Giselle that she hadn't been feeling herself in the preview. So it might touch on her sadness or whatever it is she's going through during the
Yeah.
pandemic.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I'm not for sure, but yeah, but I think it's going to be a great season. I'm ready. I'm here for it. I'm ready for all the drama, and I want to see the rest of this fight between Giselle and Karen.
Karen,
I
yeah.
want to see where it goes, especially because Giselle did the same thing she did at the reunion, where she kind of was like, when Karen came back at her, it's like, did you think Karen was just going to sit there and take that? Karen has never just sat there and taken anything.
Well, I don't think it was that. I think she was just kind of like, what is she talking about? I think sometimes she really does not know what she's talking about. I think she's just like, huh? It's kind of one of those like jabs that you get that you're like, where the hell did that come from? And what are you talking about?
It kind of, I mean, and it's just me being new to the show, but the way I was taking it, she was looking like, I know you're not gonna go there. Like, don't bring that up. Like, she gonna say what I think she gonna
That's a
say.
different way to look at it. Yeah.
That is a different way.
Almost like she might be nervous.
Like,
Like,
you don't have loyalties yet. You don't like any of them yet. I like me some Giselle, so that's what that is.
Well, I'm still trying to figure it all out. But
I know.
Okay, I know what we need to do. Let's go over the outfits at the party. Right? Okay. Because they had some interesting fashions going on at this party. So Karen showed up in a ball gown, basically, or an evening gown. It was very sequiny. I don't know. I guess
Giselle had some weird 80s themed shoulder pad things.
Yeah, some
I've never
weird,
been fan of shoulder pads. Yeah.
leather outfit, which was weird. Now her hair was on point. I loved her hair.
Her hair, her makeup, all that was good.
But her outfit, I just didn't know
outfit.
what was going on. You know, I liked Ashley's look. That was a really cute little sweater dress that she had on where her little belly stuck out. And Robin, she could have done better.
She was playing game.
Yeah.
I can't tell you can't judge Robin. We know she's sad. It took a lot for her to probably even get out there.
Yeah, and then Robin is always the basic bitch showing up at the party. She really doesn't wow us with like her fashion statements. So, but yeah, and then Wendy's, I felt like her dress was probably cute, but you know she had the robe on so much that I couldn't.
You can enjoy it.
The dress, yeah, it was a pretty color. I felt like it was a pretty color.
And I couldn't tell. I really couldn't see Mia's dress long enough to gauge it. I saw the top. The top was pretty, but overall, I don't really recall seeing her dress. Maybe for that second that they were standing there, but I don't really recall looking for it. So I'll look at fashions next time.
Yeah. Then I was wondering why was Karen wearing that fur shawl while she was sitting at the dinner table? I was like, is she chilly still or what? Or I don't know what was going on with that. But I did kind of question.
That's part of the look. That's part of the look.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, the grand dame, right?
Yeah, she's the grand dame.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I don't know. Do y'all have any other comments about the episode last night?
No, I just wish I would for once like for them to finish the fight. Because we're going to still tune in next week anyway.
Yeah.
And then they do that, and the fight is only another minute long. And it's like, really? We waited a whole week for another minute?
Yeah.
So it will be interesting. And I do look forward to seeing how Mia and Candace meet to see where the discord happens with them two.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I just feel like just because history with Giselle, I feel like she's going to end up having a problem with Mia.
Yeah, she always has a problem with the new girl, right?
Yeah, she always has a problem with the new girl. So I know it's going to come. So it's going to be Interesting to see what is going to be her issue with her, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I wonder if Juan and Michael ever had that bachelor party. Sorry, I'm about to say bachelorette party.
I think we would have seen
Yes.
that, wouldn't we? Unless they all signed non-disclosure agreements.
Yeah, or they did it during the off season.
Yeah. And had them all sign NDAs. This better not leak.
Well, so far it hasn't leaked. We've only been speculating, so maybe they have an ongoing NDA now.
I know, right?
Yeah, never know. Never know. All right. Well, I guess we can wrap up here. And I just want to tell everybody thank you for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you. We appreciate it. Make sure you leave us a comment, like the video, subscribe if you have not. All right. And we will see you on Saturday with our Love After Lockup recap. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.